What's with all the Teen Titans villain videos lately? I don't know, but there's even more coming. Billy Numerous is a bit odd, because despite being a kind of well-known Teen Titans villain, he has no known origin, not even a possibly implied one. Billy Numerous is a metahuman able to duplicate himself in a red suit with a division sign as a chest emblem. He would make his first appearance in the animated Teen Titans series, in the episode Deception, the first episode of the third season 2004, attending Hive Academy during Cyborg's time as Stone undercover in the Hive. He would afterwards join the Hive Five, a misleading name where he would be a useful asset against the Titans on multiple occasions, due to being able to fight multiple enemies at once. He would go solo in the episode Overdrive from the 4th season, which holds a special place in my heart because it was my introduction to the show when I was little. It was a part of the DVD with the LEGO Batman 2 cutscene movie as a special, and I watched it multiple times until I eventually got to watch the entire show. Anyways, Billy Numerous and Cyborg have a parallel story, where Cyborg will be trying to update his robotic system to make him stronger and smarter, while Billy Numerous is testing out his own power set to the far extent it can be, starting a crime spree across Jump City. The episode was a strong showing of what Billy Numerous can do, and how much of a nuisance he can be, due to being able to rob multiple places at once and also having just a very obnoxious personality. He even bests the Titans a few nights in a row, which really makes Cyborg push himself even further in technology, until being completely dead-faced and no fun anymore. But after a Beast Boy pep talk about turtles, which is about slowing down, Cyborg manages to let himself go, which proves to be a strength to finally beat Billy Numerous by simply slowing down, since he was going so hard in this episode. As the series went on, he would go back to the Hive Five, and would appear in the penultimate episode where he'd be defeated by his former leader, now hero, Jinx. Billy Numerous overall has a pretty cool power set, a bit of an obnoxious personality, but other than that, we know nothing. But that's fine. We barely know anything about any of these characters on the show, aside from the main five. But it doesn't make him a bad villain. In fact, it kind of helps him, not having an origin tying him down, therefore he just gets to have fun as a villain. He would also appear in the tie-in comics of the series, mainly in the Christmas special issue 25 from 2006, where Billy is the main villain of the story, where he's trying to ruin Christmas by attacking the malls. This to disrupt the last-minute Christmas shoppers. He would be defeated by the Titans, who would afterwards celebrate the holiday. He would also make a couple cameos in a few issues later in the series, although he's never really that important. Like most Teen Titans villains from the original cartoon who go on to appear in Teen Titans Go, Billy Numerous isn't all that focused on, having a few jokes here and there made about his power set, but his character is mostly just a background member of Hive, along with Seymour, which in itself is a reoccurring joke on the show. Billy wound up making it over on the comic side of things, kinda twice, with there being two different versions of him in the comics. One that is just Billy Numerous, and another character who is heavily inspired by Billy Numerous. In Catwoman issues 78 to 80 from 2008, a villain named Repro would appear, a metahuman young burglar from Gotham who's able to duplicate himself in a very similar costume to Billy Numerous. This character is very clearly based on Billy Numerous, but he's not named that. Multiple sources on the internet have labeled Repro as either Billy Numerous himself or being based on Billy Numerous, which he is without a doubt is. Now Repro will be one of the last thieves in Gotham, competing with Selina and another thief just known as the Thief. Repro should be inexperienced and new to the game, but he would end up shooting Catwoman. But the thief, the character named the Thief, would panic and murder Repro to avoid Batman coming after him for Catwoman's murder. Catwoman was fine, of course. The actual Billy Numerous would appear in comics years later, this being in Cyborg issue 5 from 2024, which would also guest star the Titans facing the Fearsome Five, which this iteration of the Fearsome Five is based on the Hive Five membership, which makes sense since the Hive Five was based on the Fearsome Five first, which includes two original characters from the show, Billy Numerous and also Seymour. In this fight, he's taken down by Wally West Flash. He's used very sparingly in this issue, but looks really cool. Even better in my opinion than the original design, as it's very similar but with a brighter red with more padding. Billy Numerous overall as a character I think is a bit of a question mark, but from what we do know, he's kind of interesting. You could play a lot with the character as a blank slate for creativity. No origin, just a useful power set. That could work in many different stories. I do think you could probably give him really any origin, although you could also just say he has a metagene and leave it at that, which I think is probably the better option. Some characters can just be simple, and I think Billy Numerous is definitely one of those characters. Simple and just a useful villain sometimes. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!